have entrepreneurs in my lineage that I knew about. If they had, they died before I could talk to them, right? And so my mama's thing was get a good job, right? Get a good husband, go to college, and live life. Well, that sounds like a death sentence to me, right? Because I do tend to buck rules. I'm a bit of a rule breaker. I have needed a bell bonds on a time or two in my life, and I am a pastor, but that was prior to salvation, right? And so we're in the... I have needed one of those a time or two. But what happened was, okay, so I did listen to my mom and dad. They were living in Fayetteville. I chased my husband all the way to Washington, D.C. I call him Lamb Chop. He's from Dunn, not Durham, North Carolina. And I chased him to Washington, D.C. But that was the best thing I could have ever done. I'm not implying that any young people in the room do that. I'm just saying what I did, right? So when I got there, again, I had all those jobs. But for some reason, I hated the last job I had, and I was a field consultant. That meant that I went to 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven, and I helped them do their store setups. So I was like, this is so boring. Y'all didn't have a job, I'm not knocking it, but it's boring. And so what ended up happening was I started doing nails, and I was working at the salon. But how many of y'all know the Asian people dominate and took over the nail parlor, right? So I said, this isn't going to work. So I started doing hair. And somewhere along the line, when I started doing hair, I got this dumb idea to own a salon. I said, God, I don't even know how to do a French roll. It looked like a hot dog, but I believe I can own a salon, right? Because this was how God was working with me. I was not saved yet, right? And so what ended up happening was I said, okay, I'm going to open this salon. I called to get a loan, and the lady said, I'm sorry, she said, hold on, man. I can hear her doing this in the background. Okay, but you said you want to borrow some money to start a business, and your credit is what? But I didn't know about credit. I was young, right? And I'm making a point. And so she said, well, do you own anything? Well, I didn't own a house yet, right? Because I wasn't old enough yet. I said, well, I own a car. And she said, it's paid for. I said, yeah. So she said, well, you can take out a loan against the car because it's paid for. Now, y'all, she was in Charlotte. I was in Virginia. She said, what's the car worth? I lied. It was prior to salvation. I repented after I got saved. She won't come in and see what that car looked like. So she gave me a loan to start the salon. But it wasn't enough. I still needed like $4,000. So I'm stressed. How am I going to get the money I need to start the salon? So I was riding down this hill, and I would always pass this church, and there was a sign on the billboard of the church that said, faith looks up and worry looks around. Now, I won't say it, but I knew God was talking to me. He said, faith looks up and worry looks around. So I called my mom, and she said, I said, Mommy, I want to start this salon. She said, why can't you get a good job, find a good man, you finish college, go to work. I said, well, Mommy, I ain't telling any kids in here to talk back to their mama. But I said, Mommy, you either going to help me and get on board, or you're going to get out the way. That's what's going to happen. I love you, but you're just going to get out the way. She said, I got $4,000, but if you lose all my money. I lost all her money the first year, but I made it, right? So I say all that to say is like, whatever God has called you to do, and the reason I ask the business owners to sit up front, is because some of you are not doing what God called you to do as it relates to going into ministry, amen, as it relates to going into business. I should not have touched up this lip gloss before I came up. I felt like my lips were sticking together. And you're not doing what He called you to do, right? And I mentioned my lip gloss because this is late in the day. So I owned a salon for 8 years. I did hair for 14 years, so I was not a failure. I found my purpose. I found me. I did find a good man, and I did marry the man I chased to D.C. Thank God. I was not the woman at the well at that time. We're still married 25 years later, but I had some moments. And you were talking to my past life. But, so I kept the salon for 8 years, and then we moved back to North Carolina. So I was like, okay, God, what am I going to do now? So God called me into real estate, because what He'll do is He'll take you from season to season. Yes. So some of you are in a business that you started, but you're in the old season, right? So you got to go to the next place in business. Some of you ain't even started yet. I know y'all up here on the road will be somewhere around here, right? But so I ended up getting my license to sell real estate. My husband was called in the ministry. He came home one day and he said, I am going to serve the Lord, and I'm going to be putting in my notice at work. I said, the devil is a black lie. You got gas. Jesus. That's what I told him. Y'all had to repent. I was saved at this point. But I knew he was called to God, right? But he was making a 6-figure income. I finally could breathe. He had started his position when he was making $4 an hour. And now God had blessed this man to get up to the 6-figure income. This joker said, he coming home, the devil is a lie. So I do say this to his face, y'all. I'm not talking about him behind his back. So I repented. And I went and I started selling real estate because my back was against the wall. Right? So what happened was, I said, well, Lord, I forgive you. Lord, yeah, let me go on out there and seek you, Jesus. You know, do that. And what is we going to do? Because when you work for yourself, it's your responsibility to make it happen. Right? When God has called you to do something, we have a responsibility to do it with excellence. And so I went out there and started selling real estate, and I said, oh, I like this. It was a hustle. Because I think I'm just a natural hustler, right? I know I look like I'm kind of stuck up and ugly, but I'm not. I'm a hustler. Right? So I did that for 2 years, and God said, open your own real estate company. That was the first time I ever made over $100,000 a year. When I started, I didn't know anybody. I mean, I knew people, but I didn't feel confident saying, hey, can I help you buy a house? You're going to be like, she don't know what she's doing. But God knew what he was doing. Yeah. So whatever he's called you to do, so the name of mine, she was going to read it, was Launch It 30 Days to Greatness. It's 6-figure success with biblical principles. Because if God is in it, you cannot fail. Amen. Right? Amen. So if he's in it, you can't fail. So for 8 years now, I've sold real estate, and I was like, God, when I'm 50, I ain't be hustling houses. I'm too old. I'm 48. I'm not doing this no more. You got 2 years, Jesus. He's like laughing, but I'm just laughing. So I said, God, what am I going to do next? So God called me in 2009, make an appointment, to start a network marketing company. I said, Jesus said, do what? So what happened was, I said, I'm tired of selling real estate. I'm tired of hustling. I want to build something. Because you can only hustle for a little while. You can't hustle for the rest of your life. You have to build something and establish it, right? And so what ended up happening was we were sitting at the table, and I typed in the word trends. And God said lipstick and liquor are recession-proof. I was born in Kentucky. You can hear it in my accent. I hate wearing shoes, but y'all, I can't sell liquor. We can't go to jail, right? And we can't say we serve Jesus selling liquor. So I had to pick lipstick so I could make it into the kingdom, right? So I said, okay, I can do lipstick, Lord. So he said, I want you to turn it into a direct sales company. So I started Garlinda Cosmetics. And I said, okay, God, so you want me to be like the Black Mary Kay? And he said, yeah. He said, but I want you to show women how to create gap income, how to make the beginning of the month and the end of the month meet in the middle. Because there's a gap there for people. Amen. Your businesses are going to solve the gap that people have in their businesses. I mean, in their income monthly, right? But if we're afraid to go out and be and do all that God called us to do in the kingdom of finance and the kingdom of business, then we're failing God. Because just like she said, she didn't go through what she went through for herself. You didn't go through all the experiences and the skills that you have. I look like a failure in terms of a 0.5 GPA. But that's only one chapter in the book. Right? That's one chapter. That's not my whole story. That's not my whole novel, because I already know I'm be a multimillionaire, right? Because he owns it all. So if you have not yet started your business, you have to. And let me share with you why. So y'all got to have scripture, because there's too many of us in the room in ministry, and I know somebody waiting to dog me out. They're like, she ain't mentioned one scripture talking about Jesus. But since I am a pastor, we better go and do that. So this is the first thing I want to share with you, is there are 7 societal influences, right? What they call them mountains. In the Christian church, we call them 7 mountains. One is religion, one is family, one is education, one is government, one is media, one is arts and entertainment, and the 7th one, which is God's perfect number, is business. It's business, right? So we influence people when we're in business. Why is that? Because you control finances, right? So God has called many of you to be successful entrepreneurs. He's called you to make 6-figure incomes. He's called you to make millionaires. To become a millionaire and to make millionaires. But you all are sitting on the gift that God has given you. How do I know that? Because there's always somebody sitting on their gift. That ain't a prophecy. There's always somebody ain't doing what God called them to do. That's not prophetic, right? It's really pathetic. Because what happens is is based on rebellion. And this lady had to tell me that. She said that when you don't follow the things that God called you to do, it's based on disobedience. And many times this is what we'll say. Yeah, I'm so humble. Yeah, like I just, I don't mind serving. And he called you to lead. It's rebellion. It's disobedience. Because what happens is, just like she said, if you were to close your eyes and God were to show you this whole long line of people standing behind you that are stuck because you holding them up.
Come on now.
They're stuck. They will never get delivered because you're not delivered. And so money is a deliverance for people. Tell me you ain't got no money for your bill when somebody give you $100. Don't you feel delivered? You able to deliver that bill. You able to deliver the groceries. You feel delivered, right? Now, I was stressing because I had to come up behind I Speak Life. I was like, God, help me when I'm supposed to be sharing with people. So I thank you because what you do is you set people free emotionally. We've got to set people free, and she said it financially.
Yes.
You can't serve God and be bound by bills and bound by debt, but you own a business. So this is where I want you to go with me, Luke 5:4. Because y'all can't say I didn't come share scripture. And I call Michelle Peter. So this scripture is talking about Peter. Y'all said she will slice her ear off. Y'all know, but y'all know Michelle. So, Luke 5:4, this is not a new story. When he had finished speaking, talking about Jesus, he said to put out in the deep water and let down the nets for a catch.
Yes.
Now, this is the difference between us and Peter. Peter did talk back, because y'all know we got flip lips sometimes. He said, well, I've been fishing all night, but he probably didn't say it like that. He said, well, Lord, I've been fishing all night. But that ain't what God said. He didn't ask him, had you been fishing all night? He said, set out in deep water. So he said, because you say so, I'm going to do it. So that's the first step, is he was obedient.
Yeah.
He was obedient. The second thing he did was...
Teach us.
Okay, that's why I got business owners and hustlers up here. Y'all gonna help me out, right? So then he said he was obedient. The next thing was he served first.
Yes.
Right? Before he became the rock of the church, he was a servant.
Yes. Yes.
So they set out, and y'all already know the story. Jesus said to go out in the deep water, so they cast the nets on the other side of the boat, right? So when they cast the nets on the other side of the boat, there were so many fish that they had to call their partners over. Y'all say partners. They had to call their partners over to come and help them, and even their boats were about to sink.
Yes.
Right? But they were blessed because of the association and the obedience of Peter.
That's right.
So there's somebody that's going to be blessed by your obedience, but you got to get up and get started. Yes. Right? So then what happened was they came in, Peter fell to the ground. Right? Because he knew he was a cursor. There's some of y'all in here some cussers too. Right? He knew he was a cursor. He said, God, I'm not worthy. He realized who he was. He said, I'm not worthy. And basically he said, get up. Get up. He didn't say it then, but upon this rock I'm going to build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it, right? He is building the church on many of us, right? He's building ministry on many of us, but some of y'all aren't walking in your ministry calling. And business is a calling. But what happens is in the Christian church, I was raised Catholic, so I ain't bound by this, right? In the Catholic church, they believe in money. They believe in money, right? I'm not Catholic anymore. But in the Christian church, we believe that it's a great thing and help to be broke. God didn't call us to be broke. He called us to be wealthy. Or he wouldn't have created money. When they needed to pay the taxes, he said, please go get that coin out of that fish's mouth. I'm tired of hearing about these taxes. Right? But I'll go back to Peter. So Peter fell down to his knees. And he said, get up. And from there on, he followed God. Right? He followed God. And so you've got to get up and you've got to be obedient. But God has to find you working. That's the point I want to make to you. God has to find you working. He can't come bless you when you're praying for a house. Lord Jesus, I want a house. Father, I need a car. Hallelujah, I want my kids' tuition paid for, Jesus. But you ain't working. You got to give him something to work with, right? So God must find you working before he comes to bless you. Michelle, please tell me when I'm about to run out of time. So then the other thing is, what I want to share with you is provision is already set in place and prepared for the vision. The vision has already been provided for us. I don't want to jack up these widows, and I know one of y'all will help me with them. But the widow of Zarephath, was that the one with the oil or with the oil? Okay. So when a lot of times when you get ready to start your business, you say, I don't have any money. I just told y'all I took out a loan against a dilapidated old car, but we can't do that today. But you have something in your home that's of value to someone else. There's something in your house that's of value to someone else, right? So that means that you need to go clean out your closet, go clean out your cupboards, and sell the things that you have in your homes on eBay, whatever website you need to sell on. Stop saying that money is the reason why you can't do what God called you to do. Because provision has been provided for when you agree to follow the vision. When I got ready to start let's say my first business. When I got ready to start my real estate company, I didn't have cash in the bank. Because if you don't sell a house, you don't eat. So the money I got from selling the houses, I needed the money. It's 100% commission. So I didn't want to spend that money to start the company. I started rifling through my credit card bills, and for some reason I found a credit card that I had not yet bought a purse on. And it had like $4,000 on it. I launched that company with $4,000. People would say, oh, credit is bad. Credit is bad when you're buying pocketbooks. Because there's no value in it, right? Credit is bad when you're buying shoes. Credit is not bad when you're investing in a business. The devil is a lie, right? So then I told you I borrowed against the car, paid it off. Borrowed against the credit card, God blessed me to make $100,000 a year. I started in 2009. What was going on in 2009?
Depreciation of house.
I started a business during a recession, but God has never been in a recession. He ain't ever been in a recession. And I had to deal with short sales. God knows if anybody y'all know in here about a short sale, it ain't short and it is a headache. But it was a ministry, and that's where God said, I want you to pray with these people. Because when you lose a home, it's like losing a family member. People were killing themselves, getting divorced. So I got the chance to pray with people. So I'm telling you, your business is a ministry. It's not just for you to make money. Because money is a byproduct of service. Money is just a byproduct of service. So that's what God sent me here to share with you on today. So the one widow, her sons were going to jail, right? So she was the one that sold the oil. Okay, so I don't think there's anybody here going to jail. The other widow said, we're going to eat and die. Eat and die. Dang, I mean, good Lord. Who prepares to eat and die? I was like, she was in a low place, right? But some of y'all have been in here where you're like, God, I'm on my last. I'm on my last. What's we going to do, Jesus? Right? But what happened was when the man of God came along, he said, make me a cake first.
Yes.
Y'all got to serve. Right? She didn't have it, but she said, well, I ain't got nothing to make you a cake with. He said, what you got in the house? She said, some flour, I think, and some oil. So, before you serve yourself, you got to go serve other people. You got to find somebody to sow into. Because she made a sacrificial seed. She made a sacrificial seed. And I said that to somebody on Facebook, and this old Friday man, and I don't know why he said this, but he said, oh, she's looking for people to sow into her. I wasn't telling people to sow into me. I said, go sow a seed because it's your breakthrough. So you need to find somebody to sow a seed into. If you don't have $1, sow them a cake. Sow them clothes. Sow whatever it is that you have. I'm not saying sow money. But the first thing she did was she sowed a seed. The second thing she did was she followed the instructions. Right? So God has already given you all your blueprints for business. And some of you all just haven't done it. Others of you, God has the blueprint written out. And you're making it difficult because you're trying to think like the world thinks. I got to write a business plan. I got to have a financial document. I got to have a lawyer. I got to have an accountant. He is a lawyer. He is an accountant. He is a master strategist. He is a master business planner. You don't need all that crap. He says faith looks up and word looks around. So last thing I want to share with you. So y'all already know the story. So she went and made them a cake. They ate for 3 years. 3 years, because that's how long the drought lasted. All right, 3 or 3.5. We got some master scholars, Bible scholars in here, y'all. I've only been in ministry 3 years, so y'all got to help me out, right? But that's what she did. So the other thing I'm going to share with you, and then we're going to close on this, and I hope that y'all have gotten something out of it. I love you. Was that whenever we don't follow what God has called us to do, then we have to wait for it to come back around again. And there's a season of waiting that we don't, the Israelites, I forget how long the journey was, but it was very short. It was days. They took days and turned days into 40 years. I mean, really? Y'all, some of us, we all look good, but we ain't got 40 more years to get what God called us to do. I'll be 88 years old. What I'm going to do with a Rolls Royce when I'm 88? People are like, Grandma crazy. So this is what you have to do. You have to do what God is calling you to do and sharing what you do now because people's lives depend. I say it jokingly, but people's lives depend on our obedience to God, right? And if you miss your calling, think about Moses. That joker had to deal with them complaining people for 40 years and still missed the promised land. The devil is a black lie. If you think I'm going to do ministry for 40 years and then miss the promises of God. So I need y'all to get like Joshua. I need y'all to get like Caleb. They went out and they spied on clothing that the land was good. They picked up the grapes. They had to have sticks to carry the grapes on because it was so heavy. It was bountiful. But then some of us, not us in this room, not us, but our family members. No, they got giants down there. They got predators down there. They ain't gonna tell me no. They got everybody down there. We make up every excuse. Proverbs says we say there's a lion in the road. Ain't nothing even out there. We make up stuff. Right? But it's an excuse that we tell ourselves as to why we won't go do what God called us to do. But get this, and Abraham, when he saw the promised land, God let Abraham walk through the promised land. On the way to his promise, before he made him a father of nations, he walked through Canaan. He passed through Canaan. But why didn't he get to stop? Because he had Lot with him. Some of y'all need to let some people go. Okay, because when you walk into your promised land, I can't be taken like, he ain't tell me to take Lot with me. I'm making a point to y'all. You got people with you that you need to let go. Y'all, I have cut loose sorority sisters, don't miss them. I have cut loose friends, don't miss them. I had to flick Tupac out the sunroof. I miss him a little bit. I can't listen to that no more. Right? So you think about the things that hold you back. I miss Machiavelli just a little bit. But you got to get rid of some people, some music, and some things that don't mean you any good because he couldn't stop in the promised land because he had baggage. But then what happened was they stopped and they said, okay, let's divide it up. We're too big. We need to separate. You go ahead over here. And he let him choose first. You choose first. Lot thought he got the good parts, and then people came looking for his looking for his sons or looking for his daughters. I forget. But they came knocking on that door. So Abraham gave him the best choice, and then God brought it back. There you go, the angels. They want great angels. That isn't nasty, but I digress. I know it was a scholar in here. Somebody help me out. He had daughters. They look for the angels. So he took him back to Canaan, and that's when he said, "I will make you a father of nations." You won't even be able to count the number of people that are going to come from you. We're descendants of that, right? So Isaiah 62:3. I want you to write it down. Make sure I give you the right scripture. Isaiah 62:3, and this is what God feels about you. This is what he says about you. Not that he doesn't say it about women, he says it about everybody, but I'm specifically speaking to women today. Isaiah 62:3. He said, in case, because some of you all, like she was saying, your past hinders us, right? Our money hinders us. Money is an idol. Money can be a hindrance because we believe that if we don't have enough of it, we're failures. Then when you have a lot of it, feel good. Then it's gone again, now you're a failure again. But God owns everything. And this is what he said about us. You will be a glorious crown in the Lord's hand and the royal diadem in the palm of your God. So when you begin to believe that you're nothing or you're not going to make it or you fail or you can't go out again, he said launch out into the deep waters. But a diadem is a crown. Right? So what is a diadem? I was like, I don't want to be a diadem, but what is a diadem? Right? It's a crown of splendor in God's hand. That's what we are. That's who we are. We are crowns full of jewels in the hand of our God. So allow him to use you to be a crown jewel in his hand, that you would lead and guide others through business and through the kingdom of finance, because it's going to set people free. Now, everybody won't do that, but those that are called to do that, stop being disobedient and just go do what God said. Max out. It's just money. That's what I tell people. It's just money making. Right? So that's what God wanted me to share with you on this morning. So I did give you handouts. I apologize we didn't go over that. Blame it on the Lord. Amen.